Tonight, Detroit police continue to investigate themselves.
They're trying to understand more about why Lions wide receiver Jameson Williams was taken out of handcuffs after officers were about to arrest him. Now, we first broke news of the internal affairs investigation last month, and the department now says they've already found wrongdoing.
Well, tonight, 7 investigator Ross Jones is revealing why the chief ordered the probe in the first place and what questions investigators still want answered.
As something, candidly, I'd like to have concluded here very soon. I know that Internal Affairs is working on it, and whatever the results are, we're going to be transparent about and move forward.
The IA investigation into the near arrest of a Detroit Lions star is stretching into its 3rd week. In an interview last Thursday, then Chief James White said he wanted the probe to wrap up quickly, with a new chief, Todd Bettison, set to start this week. What prompted the department to launch the IA investigation, we've learned, was concern that Chief James White was misled about the number of guns found in the vehicle where Jameson Williams was a passenger. Repeatedly, sources say, White had been told that only 1 gun was found in the back seat, but a subsequent review of body cam video revealed that wasn't true, that a second gun, registered to Williams, was found under the Lions wide receiver's seat, and he didn't have a CPL.
Given that there was 2 guns, and that one of the guns was located within the wingspan of the passenger, and that gun is registered to the passenger, that changes the circumstances.
Steve Dolan spent 31 years at the Detroit Police Department, retiring as an assistant chief.
I give White and McGinnis credit for saying, we need to investigate this, because if we were misled intentionally, we have a problem with this officer or officers or supervisors or whatever.
If he'd been the responding officer that night, Dolan says he would have arrested Williams because the gun was under his seat and he didn't have a CPL.
If it was Joe Blow on the street, I would have locked him up, taken him in.
That's the initial decision that was made by the officer at the scene, one that Internal Affairs says was proper.
I'm going to take you out, okay? For what? You're going to start for carrying a concealed weapon.
But it was later overruled by a supervisor, with Williams being uncuffed and released with no police report written or warrant submitted. It's not clear tonight who made that call. During the stop, Williams made it known that he was a member of the Detroit Lions, and his brother placed a call on speakerphone from the front seat.
I got the head of the Detroit Lions security supervisor right here on the phone. He trying to see like what's going on, like why y'all trying to do that? Sir, is there any way we can talk to you, lead you to the bottom to see what's going on?
I mean, sounds like my man has a weapon that he's not supposed to have.
If they make phone calls, it doesn't surprise me, because when I was here, people were making phone calls all the time.
And do they work?
It depends. It depends.
It is not clear tonight if the phone calls made any difference in how Williams was treated. It's one of the questions being asked by Internal Affairs. Investigators also want to know who supervisors on the scene that night called that led them to release Williams. At one point, a sergeant appears to make a phone call, then turns off his body camera as it sounds like a conversation is about to start.
So some of my officers.
Internal Affairs wants to know who the sergeant called and why he turned his body camera off. While the investigation is still pending tonight, DPD says they've already found wrongdoing, saying in a statement, preliminarily, the department has identified several failures that occurred on the evening of the traffic stop. Any violations of DPD policy, including the actions of involved supervisors, will be addressed. Once the investigation is over, Prosecutor Kim Worthy's office will have to decide whether to act on a warrant submitted late last month after Chief White learned of the gun under Williams' seat. While anything is possible, most legal experts tell me they'd be surprised if Worthy authorizes felony charges, and Steve Dolan agrees.
I don't think he'll be charged.
Well, DPD Internal Affairs is set to brief the new police chief, Todd Bettison, on the IA investigation tomorrow. In a statement, the Lions said that their players are encouraged to notify team security immediately when they come into contact with law enforcement so they can communicate any issues with the league in a timely manner. Williams' attorney, Todd Flood, has said he believes his client was carrying his gun legally because his brother driving the car had a valid CPL, which he argues would extend to his gun as well. But there's a new chief this week. They certainly want to get this off of his plate as soon as they can, so we'll see. Maybe next week we might know what this finds.
And we'll see where the details lead.
Indeed.
Thanks so much, Ross. Appreciate you.